voting is a skill, not an intuition. Socrates compares governing a state to sailing a ship. You wouldn't let just anyone decide who captains the ship. You'd want someone educated in seafaring. He argues that electing leaders is similarly complex and requires specific knowledge and rational thought. It shouldn't be left to random intuition or the opinion of any old person. 2. The necessity of education. Because voting is a skill, Socrates believed it must be taught systematically to people. Allowing uneducated citizens to vote is portrayed as irresponsible and dangerous, akin to letting untrained people pilot a ship in a storm. 3rd, Socrates' personal tragedy. As proof, his own trial and execution by a jury of 500 Athenian citizens condemned on trumped-up charges is presented as direct evidence of the foolishness of voters. The system empowered the unwise to condemn a philosopher seeking truth. 4th, not elitism in the usual sense, but wisdom-based suffrage. Socrates wasn't arguing only a narrow aristocratic class should vote. He insisted that voting rights should be tied to demonstrated rational thought and deep understanding of issues. Only those who had thought about issues rationally and deeply should be let near a vote. The forgotten distinction. Intellectual democracy versus democracy by birthright. The video argues we've lost Socrates' crucial distinction. We grant the vote universally based on citizenship, birthright, without requiring or ensuring the wisdom, intellectual capacity he deemed essential for it to function well. 6. The core. Fear. Demagoguery. Socrates predicted that disconnecting the vote from wisdom would inevitably lead to demagoguery, rule by populist leaders who manipulate the masses. The Athenians had experienced this firsthand, e.g., Alcibiades, witnessing how charismatic, smooth-talking figures promising easy solutions could erode freedoms and lead the state to disaster. 7. The doctor versus sweet shop owner. Analogy. Socrates illustrates the vulnerability of democracy to demagoguery through an election scenario. The doctor represents the true statesman who tells hard truths, prescribes difficult solutions, bitter potions, and advises against harmful indulgences for the long-term good. Socrates argues this figure would be ineffective in an election because the truth is unpopular. The sweet shop owner represents the demagogue. He promises easy pleasures, feasts, and freedom from constraints. He attacks the doctor for causing pain and denying desires. This figure, Socrates argues, wins elections by appealing to base desires and offering simplistic, pleasing answers. 8. The modern consequence. The video concludes that by forgetting Socrates' warnings and treating democracy as an inherent good, independent of the education and wisdom of the electorate, modern democracies have overwhelmingly elected sweet shop owners, demagogues, populists, and very few doctors, true statesmen willing to make hard choices for the genuine good. In essence, the video argues Socrates hated Athenian democracy because it empowered the ignorant and irrational masses, leading to poor decisions, like his own execution, vulnerability to manipulative demagogues, and the election of leaders who prioritize pleasing the people over doing what is truly right or necessary for the state's health. He believed democracy could only function well if voting was a privilege earned through demonstrated wisdom and deep rational thought, not simply granted by birth.